I'm a tad busy at the moment.
The other day, I espied an elf, of all things. Seems they've a village nearby. They ill-favour living alongside the people of other races, dwarves in particular. I understand their reluctance. They live several times longer than we do. I reckon that sets us apart. Not to mention their tongue is a mystery to us. If you can't share a jest, sharing a village is out of the question, eh?
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now.
This might be worth a read.
Shall we take a closer look?
Well met. You're the one who saved Ulrika's life, aren't you? She told me all about it. It was a very brave thing you did. I'm in your debt. Ulrika's as good as my daughter. Here, consider this a small token of my gratitude. Now, tell me, are you registered with a guild? Perhaps you already know this, but registering with a guild will grant you access to specialized training, which comes in very useful when pursuing a vocation. Well now, that won't do. You need only speak with the innkeeper to register. Go on, 'twill only take a moment. If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the sword and shield. Fighters favor a balanced approach, excelling in both offense and defense, and can adapt to any situation. I am a fighter myself, and should there come a time when you impress me with your prowess, I might be willing to impart unto you some of what I know. Naturally, it is a vocation for those who seek to master the bow, an exceptionally useful long-ranged weapon. At close range, however, a bow is nary more useful than a walking stick. Aye, the secret to being a successful archer is maintaining distance between you and your foes. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the mystical arts. Magic. Mages can cast a wide array of offensive spells and aid their allies with magical support. However, the more powerful the spell, the longer one must spend incanting it. Thus, a mage is unlikely to last long on the field of battle without allies to protect them. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the dagger. Such blades lack heft, though this grants them the advantage of speed. Thieves favor light armor, which leaves them more vulnerable to attacks than those of other vocations. Their talents depend upon their finesse and ability to compensate for the length of their blade through sheer agility. Should you dedicate yourself to a vocation, you will find that new paths to master will open up to you over time. Try them as you like. Should you dedicate yourself to a try them as you like. Very well. There is no wrong choice in any case. It is entirely up to you which vocation you adopt. But I shan't take up any more of your time. Pray, be well.
Diligence has borne fruit at last.
Tis a ladder. Shall we see where it leads?
Ah, excellent find.
So this is where you've been. Come with me to the village entrance. The watchhead's waiting for you.
Shall we seek some answers?
He really ought ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him.
It's quiet now.
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. I have questions for you. First and foremost, will you accompany me to the capital? My thanks. Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to prepare? Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your preparations.
What's a strong fruit town? See what we can find.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
No harm in picking a few.
Might I be of assistance?
Never fear, for I am here.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it? An impressive view. We can infer much of the lay of the land from here.
Well, you ought to not strain yourself, not in your current state. Those burns could easily have killed you outright. I expect 'twill be some time before you fully recover.
One Wakestone shard is a mere rock, but combined, they can work miracles.
We must take care not to throw it away by mistake.
He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps his time I went looking for. That place puts my ears on. Yet if aught were to befall him, I couldn't live with myself.
Look there! A chest! Allow me to open it, Arisen.
Perhaps a stroll through town. See what we can find.
My bad. That shard is it.
My bed calls, and a sharp resist. I'm in no hurry to leave. I end up even after a day of rest.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps his time I went looking for. That place puts my ears on it. Yet if aught were to befall him, I couldn't live with myself.
Time to get back.
Hale, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding, a task that can always benefit from another pair of hands. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers uneasy. I'd like to enlist your aid in driving them away. I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use them to send the saurians scattering.
A saurian nest so near the village is worrying indeed. Let us see the explosive casks there as quickly as we may.
That's just what I was thinking.
It's been a hard day.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now.
Oh, have you some business with the apothecary, sir? Dreadful sorry if I was in your way. Oh, no, I'm not lost or naught, sir. You needn't worry yourself on my account. I'm an apothecary in training, you see. My family runs a little shop in Vernworth. So when I heard tell of a medicine only to be found in this village, I thought I'd come and fetch some for us. Made the journey all by myself as well, if you can believe it. But, well, as luck would have it, I've not enough gold for the medicine. 'Twill be a shame to return empty-handed after coming all this way. But what more can I do? What? You'd do that? You'd get the medicine for me? Suppose there's no harm in that. If you're really sure. Oh, sir, I'd be most grateful. Seems my luck's not as rotten as I thought. I'll wait right here for your return, sir. And many thanks for your kindness.
We could make the fruit laborant ourselves, or simply purchase some at Pune's apothecary here in Melv.
Ah, now I understand.
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit laborant for me? Oh, well, if you do pick some up, you know...
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support. Should you have further need of a marksman, my bow is ever at your service. Are you fit to travel? Then let's not dawdle.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
I thank you for the chance to hone my swordsmanship.
Please dispense with the formalities. They... I know where that person can be found, Master. This way.
Better mind than mine to solve this.
Not a foe in sight.
I'll take the peace and quiet over a horde of enemies any day. This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
There, Master. Saurians.
Ice will be most effective against this foe.
One of us has been stretched.
That is great. Never have I encountered such a strategy before. Not what I expected.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
The day grows darker with our every step.
We shall have to rely on our other senses as the darkness robs us of our sight.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me when...
Am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now.
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer clear of the village boundary in future. But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that water on a daily basis. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we clear? Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss one into the Saurian's nest, and your task is done.
Now we are to throw a jar of poison. Be sure to handle it with care, Master.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me once you've finished.
Your aim could have been more precise, but I expect the Saurians will be discouraged nonetheless.
There you have it, I suppose.
You've done as I asked, I see. Many thanks for your efforts. Though I must say, your aim could use some work. All the same, that poison should keep the beasts at bay for the time being. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such talk. In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace. And for that, I'm grateful.
Our task is complete. That was certainly worthwhile.
An achievement to be proud of.
'Tis vital.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Good. Then let us be on our way.
I shan't let them harm you. We are to retreat then?
Let us defer to the original judgment.
Right you are. Prevail, Master.
We can ill afford to grow overconfident. Our foe is not yet routed.
All things considered. To think I'd be caught unawares.
At last. Our efforts have paid off.
I would so enjoy seeing this obstacle smashed to pieces.
If a ranged attack is needed, you can count upon my aim. Might I be of assistance?
This is rather thrilling. Look, Master! Goblins!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Well done!
These beams are only truly defeated when their skulls are smashed beyond repair.
Would that such tranquility could last.
Indeed, you are correct.
You're well fond of picking things up, aren't you? Are we leaving already? Bother. I was just getting warmed up.
Well done, Master.
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermund. So it has always been. To collect our kingdom sees many pretenders, and they are not dealt with lightly. Best hope you're not one of them. Regardless, you would do well not to invite my mistrust on our journey.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
Stomach's complaining. I'll have an early supper.
A ladder, is it? How convenient.
We ought...
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit robberant for me? Oh, so this is what it looks like. Brilliant. Many thanks, sir. I haven't much to offer in return, but I'll be sure to tell Grandfather what you did for us. He'll want to reward you proper like, I'll bet.
'Twas a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. That place puts my hairs on end. Yet if aught were to befall him, I couldn't live with myself.
Good. Let us make for the capital.
Can't help but talking on this.
Let me get that.
Restoration and reinforcement are the purview of a mage. You'll be safe in my care, Arisen.
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An Arisen, by all appearances.
An Arisen? Another pretender, you mean? I see the Sovereign's ascension has done little to stop such charlatans from plying their trade.
'Tis uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the pawns.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one Arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I will make my report to the capital. If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true, however, who can say? All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate.
When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet 'tis nowhere in sight. Aught may have befallen it. Best we press on.
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
The road turns perilous after nightfall. 'Twould behoove us to rest here till the morn comes.
What say we get some rest? I'm not sure I could face a trek with my belly so full.
Agreed. We ought to give ourselves a chance to recover ere we continue on our journey.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master.
Perhaps 'tis time we returned to our base of operations and deposited some of our finds.
Is everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have weakened the earth here.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early brigand gets the worm, as they say.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true.
No doubt, this triumph will spur us as goblins approach.
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
I shan't allow any further harm to come to you.
I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Onward! Might await us on the road ahead.
That was impeccably timed, Arisen.
Well fought, Arisen.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The battle continues.
A resounding success.
A profitable endeavor.
It is about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
I shall heal you at once. Wait a moment.
Might there be aught over there?
We ought to take a closer look.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
We must not let down our guard. Nicely done.
Plenty more where that comes.
Splendid.
Like that.
Forgive me for being a burden, Arisen. We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
What's this? We're trapped.
Fie! A Cyclops! To think we'd...
Cyclops! Pray, be on your guard.
Mayhap the force of this quarry could be employed for our own ends.
It's not how we do this, it's when. I imagine it would be most beneficial for combat.
But our foes will not find a better moment to seize the fruit's arm and bring it crashing down. I could use some help.
Seems we have a great knowledge.
Might we not use their rage to our advantage?
I am well aware.
Focus. A moment of decision may spell our
Now I understand.
Fall back!
Tis time we made to the capital to inform the people of Merlin that our Christmas coming.
You have my gratitude, sir. Could seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another false arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Here, take this, as a mark of my trust. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brandt. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier as well, aye? Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. 'Tis your decision.
Well now,
The road's blocked. The cart can't get through like this. A powerful current ought to set this rock to crumbling, if we could summon one.
Look here! Water is seeping through the cracks.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring. I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir.
Master! Goblins!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Not bad.
Nice of you to say so.
I concur.
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. 'Twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, ending Vermont's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, Your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct Your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the sovereign in your stead, a mere puppet. However, with your majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?